What? Wait. Is that on?
No. What's up, guys? There we go. Perfect.
Oh, shit. It didn't quite work.
Perfect. What is going on, guys? How's it going?
I hope everyone's doing well and dandy and doodly tonight.
Yeah, diggly dang dang foodle.
Hey, poodle potter.
Well, I'm doing fine. Still got one leg, but I'm fine.
That's good. That's good. Nice.
You got a leg to stand on.
Yeah. I'm still a tripod, so.
It's okay.
Said
But-
never.
Find a guy with no legs, and I'm still a leg up.
That is
Sure, yeah.
true. And I think statistically, if I'm not mistaken, there is more people with no legs than there are with one leg.
I haven't bothered to look that up, but funny thing is Mike and I actually do know a guy that has no legs. The irony of it is his last name is Walker.
If only his name was Dan.
No, he's not Lieutenant Dan.
He ain't got no legs! No shit.
So, it is a wonderful November 12th. Hey,
Yeah,
right.
Friday, November 12th.
Halfway through the month.
It got kind of warm and kind of humid today.
Yeah,
well,
but-
it's supposed to be, I think, tomorrow,
Oh,
going back down.
Yeah, I think by Sunday it's
Let's
a
do that.
low of like 39.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
That's Florida. It'll stay cold for a couple days, get hot, go cold, hot, cold, hot.
And that's why
cold,
we're
hot.
always sick.
And it was funny the other day when it was cool. Won't say cold because people lose their shit on the internet. I was very much in the mood to go get me some shepherd's pie from Pine Street.
Yeah.
But I was like,
we
eh.
made-
And then the next day it was warm as shit, and I was like, I wasn't there for anymore.
Yeah, no, we made chili. We let it fucking slow cook on the stove. It was good. We did 2.5 pounds of it, and I didn't have anything to bring to work the next day. I was like, we should have made 3 pounds. So, well, speaking of that, let me get a beer.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We're just
Before we get into all our topics, might as well get the show on the road.
So yeah, surprise us.
surprises.
Well, I mean, we've got 2 to choose from, and Mike's choosing, so yeah, surprise.
You want to do warm and toasty or?
Fucking pick one, bitch.
Let's go with the potential. Yeah. The potential downfall.
No, I'm pretty sure we've had this before. We can't find it on the list.
Yeah, I don't have this one on the list. I
You know he has a diesel truck.
I'm a coming.
not even breathing hard.
I'm a coming. I don't even want to put this into glass.
Florida Avenue Passion of the Heights Hibiscus Wheat Ale. It's only 4.7%, and it's pink.
Well, the can's pink.
No, I think I do. I think the beer's pink too. As a matter of fact.
Nope, it is not pink.
Oh, maybe.
Now, Mike swears up and down that we've had this one before. I don't have it on our list.
My
It smells extremely floral.
My biggest description of this was you're walking through Belk and you're going through the perfume section and you just happen to take a breath in with your mouth. Ta-da!
I think that's what. You smell it?
Yeah, smell it.
Look how bubbly it is too.
Yeah, but it went away pretty quick.
Yeah, so this is
Heavily carbonated.
Chanel number 5.
Chanel number 5.
Clink.
Oh, that's absolutely disgusting.
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it's it, but I don't
You
even
have
want
to.
it again.
Bottoms up, buddy.
Yep. Wow. I mean, it's not like it would make me puke or anything. Like, I could drink it. It's just I would choose not to.
Yeah, it's
That's gross. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like one of fucking sparkling waters.
kinda. It's not.
No, I'd rather have a sparkling water.
To be fair,
To be fair.
it's not the worst one we've had.
True. It tastes... What is the flavor, though? What is that?
Chanel number 5.
It's a weird burst of stuff.
Or it could be Estee Lauder.
That feels like it shouldn't belong together.
Yes, it's called hibiscus in a beer. Who the
Bottoms
fuck
up.
puts that in there? Oh no,
I'm gonna be a trooper. I brought it.
Good for you.
Yeah, there's no description on the can.
I think that's for the
It didn't
best.
come. It didn't come in a 6-pack, a box.
Where I love how it says it's where a good beer is never hard to find. Well, obviously it is because it's not this. It's not this.
Oh, I might not be able to. Oh, that's brutal. Going back in. Oh. That's gotta be the funniest fucking face I think I've ever
I
seen.
feel like I
Brian
just
make.
licked one of Sabrina's makeup pads.
You're trying to process the full.
I am trying to process this one.
I
It is.
know.
It's not the worst.
But it's interesting. Like I want to know what the flavors are, but I don't like.
I mean, we got 3 different color hibiscus trees out front if you want to try.
30 fucking hours. Figure it out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it didn't come in a box or nothing. It was like the the hard
Yeah.
plastic snap thingies.
Yeah.
It was on that. Sorry.
Well, as I said, it's not the worst one. You still hold the honor for the worst one, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Michelob Organic.
Yeah. It was.
Moment of silence
God, that was horrible.
for the Acura Integra. What?
So can I start my bitch rant about that?
Yeah, you
So,
can. Go ahead.
Okay, so wait a
Everybody-
second. Are you bitch ranting about the car, or are you bitch ranting about everyone's or the internet's reaction to the car?
Internet's reaction.
Yeah, and him being,
Proceed.
Yeah, it's good.
So, it's not 1998 anymore. You cannot have the same fucking car you had when you were a freshman in fucking high school, okay? It's, with today's safety standards, all that, I would much rather get into a wreck with that 2022 Acura Integra than a 1998 Acura Integra because crumple zones, side impact airbags, all that stuff, so much better. And you know what? People bitching about it being gonna be $30,000. Look at fucking inflation.
Average price of a used car is about $45,000. So.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
here's my thing about the price. So a lot of people are saying, in comparison to the Civic Si, which is Civic
Acura, it's a luxury fucking brand.
Yeah, so the Civic Si, and all before AMVR markup or whatever, 25-ish for an Si. That's starting at 30 at Acura tax. It's going to be a better luxurious. It's different. They're 2 different cars,
Yeah.
Back in the
and
day,
you get more horsepower out of it too.
back in the day, you had the Civic Coupe with an Integra. The Integra was more money than a Civic because it was an Acura. It was more luxurious interior, better quality stuff. Because Acura is the luxury line of Honda.
Outside of Japan.
Well, yeah,
Inside Japan, they're just called Hondas.
yeah, but still,
Same with Infiniti and same with
Lexus.
Lexus. They're just.
I'm still intrigued to see if they cop out some kind of Type R version and see what it looks like and everything.
GSR. Could be the Integra GSR.
Could, maybe, but one thing I will give them credit for is that they actually have like the embossed Integra logos in the bumpers.
Yes,
I will give them credit on
just
that.
like the old school. So
Yep.
I bet it's one of those just like every single new car that fucking happens. People are gonna bitch about this and that, this and that. Oh, back in my day.
Well, see, the thing is, dude, people keep going off of fucking rendering that was literally just that. A
A rendering.
fan-made rendering.
Yeah.
Not anything released by Acura,
Yeah.
a fan-made rendering.
Well, that was like, I mean, how long? What was it? 10 years ago, we got that that Bronco rendering that someone
Yeah.
did. That,
Yeah.
And honestly, and having finally seen, a full-size Bronco in the wild on the way
Pretty
over
close to
here, it's cool looking. But man, that original
Mm-hmm.
concept that everybody was floating around the internet for 10 years ago, that thing looked really rad.
Yeah.
But I mean, pretty much knowing Ford and knowing some of their concept stuff and what we actually got, I mean, 2 different things if we got it at all. I mean, I remember the Ford 49 concept, which was just rad. The Interceptor concept was
Or-
freaking rad.
Or the Ford Mustang Mach 3 fucking concept that was supposed to be, the new SN95. Yeah,
Yep. I remember that.
yeah. Rad as fuck.
The
yeah.
Indigo, the
The
GT90.
only car, the only production car that I think has ever gotten at least 90-something% as close as the concept, the Prowler.
Yeah.
That is literally the only one that is that close. Nothing else has ever
Yeah.
hit that point.
Oh, that weird Lexus convertible.
SC 430.
Yeah, that
thing
one was
too.
that one was
What a
pretty.
goofy car.
That one was pretty, but that was pretty on the on par with the concept
They
as
have,
well.
they have a big following, but
Jeremy Clarkson's most hated car.
they're goofy looking.
Yeah, that was the one where they took that car and dropped it off at Hamster's house.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah, that's. But
Did
yeah,
not-
the belches afterwards is kind of rough.
Didn't the Terminator drive it? Terminator 3, she had a black one that she stole? The chick Terminator? I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure she drove one. She had a
I don't know.
Lexus SC 430 that she stole off some guy.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, it's all these people with the fucking new Integra. Just fucking be happy that we're fucking getting one. You wanted it back, now we got one back. Have it. Fucking
It's
just
not an
let it-
SUV. It's a hatchback. It's got a stick
It's available with a
Get an
stick with a
LSD,
turbo, okay?
with an LSD. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but and you know, in my slightly shattered, bastardized opinion, you still have a better alternative to everybody who's griping and bitching.
Ford Mondeo.
No, Forte GT. They
Oh,
come.
yeah,
they
true.
come. They come with the manual, more horsepower, better warranty, and cheaper.
yeah. But does Uncle Rodney try to come out and say hi?
So the Forte GT
Oh,
comes with a 6-speed manual, optional.
Wow, that the linger on that one, the afterwards is
we had
a
a good
bit
one
rough.
today. We had a customer come in and said they needed a tranny service because their car wouldn't move, wouldn't go over 15 miles an hour.
But that's lit mode.
Yeah, because the cat was clogged so fucking hard it would stall out. And they thought the tranny needed it. And then we said, hey, no, you need a cat. Sorry.
The hell was he burning in it to clog the cat up that badly?
Dude, we have, okay.
What was he going down to Crystal River Airport
We
and getting
have-
101 low lead fuel and blowing it through there?
2019 with 170,000 miles.
Oh, what?
We have one in the shop right now. I don't know who did. It's Optima Hybrid. That's somebody who only must have owned Chevy 350s in their life has owned. The thing is so bastardized and chopped. It has spark plug foulers on the O2 sensors. It's a hybrid Optima, remember? Yeah. It runs rich as fucking black smokes like a diesel. It's a hybrid. It has some ghetto ass shit with the battery, and it's been relocated into the back seat instead of in the trunk. Just chilling there. There's so many things. There's one of those, like, performance chips, like, fucking self-tapped onto the airbox.
Okay, I have a
I know somebody who can do it cheaper.
I have a legitimate question. Upon seeing this, how did that car get past the service writer?
What?
How did a car that's jacked up that bad get past the service writer?
Oh, they just brought it in to be looked at. This lady just bought it off somebody off Facebook Marketplace.
God.
She said it wasn't running right, and she brought it in to have us check it out, and we started looking at it, and yeah.
So this is not a proper PPI. This is a bad PPI, as in a post-purchase inspection.
Correct. Because we had people that come sometimes like, hey, I'm about to buy this car. It's Kia. I want to have it inspected, and we'll do that. But yeah,
Yeah, a PPI. If you can do that for $50 or $100, a lot of times that's good insurance.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what these people were thinking with this thing, though, man. It's all janky.
Like,
Not the first Kia. I've seen some pretty janky fucking Kias. Though.
like I can just
But
instantly
it's
see
a
the
hybrid and
dude-
it's that jacked up.
I can see the dude going into the AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. How may I help you? I need an oil filter. Oil filter for what? I know what I got. I need an oil filter.
Then
Yeah,
it opens the
what do you
box and
have?
checks. Yeah, that's right. Puts it back in.
Oh, sure. What's your VIN? Come on, I just need an oil filter.
Oh, we had an interesting one too.
God.
We need your keys so we can do your oil change. You don't need my keys.
How the fuck do you need us to move your car?
Can we have your keys? You're the Kia dealership. You don't need my keys. What do you mean? You don't have the master key to all the cars? Like, ma'am, it doesn't work like that. Nowhere does it work like that.
Hasn't worked like that since 1932.
There's not a master car key to all the cars. That's not how this goes.
That's like some shit that would be on Reddit's. This just rolled in the shop.
God, like I
We've
have
had a
this
while.
picture. I have this picture in my head, and like I can just see like the battery cable going on the outside of the car, just fucking duct taped to the side of it or something.
Not a
Like-
battery cable, a 2-wire extension cord from a 1970s table lamp.
Yes, with no ground.
So I've seen Kias from up north with block heaters installed on them.
Kia didn't have a block heater, did it?
No. For $50, you can get that at a new Ford.
Man, one person said,
You won't have a chip in it, but you'll have a block heater.
I got these tires on sale from this tire place down in South Florida. My
Oh,
car's,
God,
my car's
no.
riding like shit and it's noisy.
No.
They're fucking Michelin Blizz tracks. Snow tires.
Because we have all of that down here.
What do you mean they're snow tires? I didn't buy... Yeah, no, you did. You did purchase snow tires for your vehicle.
Well, hell, that parts car had snow tires on it. Had full on, like, non-studded, but they were full on winters, like, lugs on it.
We had a lady with 3 different size tires on her car complain about a vibration.
Well, yeah, because the car's going...
Tried to tell her she needed tires. She said, no, I just got tires recently from LKQ, used tires. I don't know what they did, but you got 3 different fucking size tires on your fucking car.
Car's doing the fucking chicken dance coming down her head.
Surprised the ABS and the traction control isn't wigging the hell out of that.
Like, holy shit.
Well, I think we had her one that was the fucking craziest shit I ever heard. Power steering knocked out because of the backup camera. Corrupting a computer code line.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that. You told me
Mhm.
about that.
Fucking backup camera causing power steering not to work. That was the craziest shit I ever heard.
What?
Thank you, CAN bus.
Yep. But, yeah, motors? No. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, one of my coworkers just got a Jeep. Like a 94 Wrangler. It's really
You paid
janky.
$50,000 for it.
No, really got a good deal on it, actually. Really good deal.
$35,000?
But it's got some really janky wiring going on, to the tune of there's actually,
That's why you got a good deal on it?
for some reason, there's an Ethernet cable hanging from the dash.
You gotta tune it somehow.
Right?
You gotta tune it somehow.
There's a switch that says fire missiles.
Okay, look.
It's the horn. That's cool, though. That's the horn.
Everybody should have a switch that says fire missiles.
It's got like all kinds of janky wiring, wires tucked away. I'm asking, it's running rich. I'm like, is there any O2 sensors on this thing? And he goes, I don't see any. But he said, I found a pigtail zipped up against the brake lines. Does this look like an O2 sensor pigtail?
So speaking of janky wiring, years ago, back in two-legged days, I had my S30Z, and I had gone to look at another Z. It was a 260Z that was 350 swapped.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm figuring, if it's... And at the time I was thinking about this, I was like, and I'd seen the car for sale. It used to sit up on Croft for... It sat there for a couple of years for sale. It'd be driven every now and then. And then it disappeared for a little while, and then I found it out in Chazzawiska for sale. So I decided, well, let's go take a look at it, because they weren't asking that much for it. And keep in mind, this is the early 90s, so cars like that, you could pick them up for a couple grand.
Yeah.
A nice one with no rust, $4 grand.
Yeah.
Really nice one. A really nice one with no rust, you could pick up for like $4 grand. So one had a little bit of rust that you could pick up for a couple of grand and just drive the piss out of it. I think I only paid $2,500 for mine.
Yeah.
That's how long ago this was. They were just cars. So I went to look at this car. It was a green 260Z, white stripes down the side, no rust in it. It was like, all right, you know what? This is a decent car. I don't really care for the 350 swap, you know. And I had a parts car. I had another L series parts car, so it's like, well, hell, I have an engine and a 4-speed transmission. I can And then I got in the car. And all the wires that used to be under the dash were now hanging down below the dash.
Yes.
All of the switches that were supposed to be in the dash were no longer present. They had, in today's parlance, left the chat. There was a fucking household light switch for the master power. Car did crank up and drive, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a hoot, but oh my god. And at the time, Al Gore hadn't invented and given us the internet yet. So if you had a Z, you were literally looking through the backs of magazines at classified ads, and you were looking at the Victoria British Limited catalog. It's needless to say, I had to pass on that car.
When I had my first mechanic job, my first parasitic draw test car was an 85 Corvette. The guy had a fucking house alarm system wired up in the car with like the magnetic trip switches. And like one glued on the door panel and one on the window, so if the window was like all the way down, it would touch it. and then if you put the window up, it wouldn't touch it, so you had to leave the windows down. They were on the door jambs, so they would connect there. He had a house plug in the side of like where you put your feet, and there was a plug hanging out there. And that was how you gave the car the full electricity. There was no key. And then there was a flip switch to start it. And I was like, are you shitting me? You know, the guy says it eats batteries even when it's not turned on. I'm
No
like,
fucking. Oh my. Oh
the
my
house
God.
alarm system took the cake for me, though. Like, I've never seen anything that janky in a car, ever.
The worst
And
one,
of course, it was an '85 Corvette.
The
And
crossfire shit.
I can
engine.
just right now see the guy
I
getting
could.
out of this.
Did the digital dash work at all?
Yeah, but we had cars stickers over certain lights we did not want to see all the time. So Lightning
As
McQueen
one
was
does.
over the check engine light.
As one does.
It is one of those. At that point, I can just right now see the dirty New Balances getting out there with the white tube sots.
And he had like the cigarette lighter splitter thing for all the interior lights, the AutoZone ones that plug into cigarette lighters. So, and he had like 3 or 4 of them sitting there, and you plug them all in for all the lights to work inside the car. And I'm like, oh my god.
Wow.
Old Winston Cup fucking T-shirt on.
Oh, the worst car I ever had personally. I never could figure out what the fuck was going on with this because I redid. I had my '74 Mustang 2.
I can't finish that.
Neither can I. And
Yeah,
If you
while
crank
you're
the
talking
car-
about that, I gotta pee.
if you crank the car, here, Mike. I
I tell you, is it Mike?
Yeah, have a wee for me.
Okay.
So,
Sorry. Hey, I apologize ahead of time if your grass dies.
so yeah, the worst one I ever had was my '74 Mustang
Man,
2.
we all had to pee really bad at that one same exact time.
I know.
Yeah,
And I don't know, I never did figure out what the cause of this was. If you hit the key and it started right away, it was fine. But if you hit the key and it didn't start, you would start to smell something burning.
And you know what that was?
I couldn't, and it took me a little while. I was like, what the shit is this? So I'm like, all right, I need to track this shit down so I don't, like, have the thing catch on fire at school or something like that. Or, I mean,
Well,
if it catches on fire when I'm leaving work,
Well,
fine.
quick
Just not in the
question,
school parking lot.
This was
pre or
yeah.
post?
Oh, this was pre. This was
This-
pre.
this
so,
was- this was-
so at this point, he was just getting
This-
into the form of fire and
Okay,
him.
just checking.
He
No,
wasn't the fire
there-
talker at this point.
There was no flames in this car.
Okay.
There was just the smell. It was a slight port. It was the
Ominous,
slight.
ominous.
It was
Well,
the
it's-
portent
it is
of things to
ominous,
come.
because having that smell coming out from any point, it's just
Okay, so I'm like, all right, I need to figure this out. So I put the car up on jack stands, pull the wheels off of it, disconnect the coil, ran, like a jumper switch on the starter solenoid, and just went. Start to smell it. And things just go until the battery starts to go ronk, ronk. I'm like, got it. Started looking all over the engine bank and still smell this burning, and there's nothing. Go around to the back of the car. Driver's side parking brake cable was glowing red hot. That's where the starter was finding its ground to start the car. I went through and looked at all the battery cables,
Oh,
the engine, the ground straps on everything, pulled everything off, cleaned everything up, did everything you're supposed to do to make it exactly proper.
Still doing the same thing?
Still did the same thing. I never could figure that problem out. Like I said, if you started up and started fine, no big deal. But if it flooded and you had to lean on it to clean it out a little bit, now and then it would do that. I never could, like I said, redoing all of the ground straps and everything else, could never get that to work out.
So I gotta tell you, Ed's funny thing. He just finished putting the Monte Carlo back together,
Again,
and he had a problem. And he's like, I don't know what the problem is, but he goes, it fucking sparks really bad when I put both the battery terminals on. I say, it'll spark, and he goes, no. And he took a video, and it looks like arc welding.
is he putting the bat terminals on backwards?
Side terminal, battery goes in one way, all that shit. He's doing it right. I'm like, I said, well, what'd you take out? And he goes, the only things this time I took out was the starter, the alternator. I said, you must have wired something up wrong. And he goes, no, there's no way. And he looked and looked and looked. Everything's wired up right. Everything's done right. Still doing it. He found out what it was. When he put the alternator back on, the little eyelet terminal
Uh-huh.
He put on backwards,
And it's touching
and it was touching the
case.
alternator.
Touching the case.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep. He said, do you think that might be causing something? I said, Ed, go home, flip that around, and start your car tonight. And he called me at like 9 o'clock at night, and he's like, I can't believe that's what it was the whole time. And he goes, listen. And he goes, car's running.
Damn.
Did he ever do his bring a trailer thing?
He's getting the polishing touches done, and he wants to try Meekum first.
Which one?
He's selling the Monte Carlo.
Oh.
He's taking it to Meekum. He said if Meekum doesn't start to go the way he wants, he might be bringing a trailer just because of the 250k mile factor thing.
Yeah.
Like, if that's posted on Bring a Trailer as a 250k mile Monte Carlo looks like it does, it's going to bring a lot more attention.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to laugh if I find that popped up on Jalopnik or The Drive.
he just got a bunch of new moldings for it that he just put on and everything, and then he said the only thing he's got an exhaust leak right now, and he thinks that he's got to replace the heater pipe on the manifold,
Yeah.
and it's got that fucking shit where it heats up the air cleaner.
Yeah.
He said he thinks it's leaking right there. Yeah, because he's getting really invested in the Mustang. So, and
Good for him, but still, that's a nice.
well, he also got an offer for a Mach 1 Mustang that he like really wants to get into.
What year?
What 2003 is that right?
3 and
color?
4.
What color?
Red with black.
Manual or automatic?
Manual.
Okay, so it's a full forge motor.
1,800 miles. All in plastic.
See, the thing is, it's good that it's manual, because the difference between the manual and the automatics didn't have the full force internals.
Yeah,
Like-
but honestly, unless,
I know, but
unless
still,
you're throwing
it's-
boost at it,
But still, it's one of those. The manuals, you got the full basically you got the full Terminator block.
no.
Whereas no, they weren't. You got the pre-Terminator block. No, which one was it?
I thought that one had the aluminum block from the Aviator and the Marauder.
Yes, that's what it was.
The Terminator blocks were iron.
So
Yeah.
it basically had its own version of like the Texan block,
Right.
which my block.
Not the Texas block.
Well,
By that point, they were no longer Texans.
That's why I said like that version type deal. Mine is the holy grail of.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
my Mark 8. Well, his is the Texas block with the forged internals. My Mark 8 was the Texas block with the cast internals.
Yeah. Even though with my fucked up head gaskets, that's still the motor to fucking have.
Because if you want to throw a boost to it, the Texas blocks with forged bottom ends stock were good for close to 1,000.
Yep. You don't have to do fucking anything to them. All you gotta do is head work
Pretty
in that.
awesome.
But
Yes, yeah.
everything will fucking hold, and it's been proven. It isn't just like one of those urban legends. Yeah.
It'll live.
Yep. So that's always a good thing about that. Let's go to a beer, because
An actual beer? An actual beer?
It's okay, Dan. We all suck sometimes.
Yeah, I sucked a lot of cock, I guess.
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, easy there, buddy.
Sorry.
But hey, whatever spins your crank.
I think at this point, whatever cranky spins. Alright. This is one Brian brought. Now, full disclosure, I have had this one before.
So
We
have I.
not had it on the show, but the last time we had it was 2 years ago. Because it
Have
was
I
a
had
very
this?
no, you have not. It was a very limited run, and this
I love the
is
can.
fucking amazing.
I also saw the other day a 90s probe, purple,
Oh,
beat to shit, halfway bonded, looked like the guy fixing it up, and he was driving it and letting it sing. And it was a GT with the KL on it, and it was a manual, and I was just like, this guy. Saw it right down here.
I've always fucking loved those.
So just
cars.
so we know, the beer list under episode 73, Florida Avenue hibiscus shit.
Yeah.
Good description? Am I good there?
Yeah.
So this is
Dark.
The Last Snow by Funky Buddha.
This is basically their Christmas seasonal.
I'll let you read the description since
I-
it's your beer.
An ode to those rare days when the needle dropped below 70.
Yeah, buddy.
Last Snow tastes the way that a winter wonderland feels.
Funky Buddha's a Florida-based brewery.
Yes, they are.
I love it. Shit's dark, man.
Yeah, as it turns out, so I remember someone had given me one of these. Turns out it was Mike. and I remember it was awesome, but I also had thought it was a one and done. So when I saw it today, I'm like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. I thought it was a one and done too. I didn't know
But
that.
turns
it
out
was.
apparently it is their winter seasonal now.
It did not come out last year though.
No, it didn't.
That was the thing.
But then again, like a lot of things were screwed up
Yeah,
last year.
But
So
it did not come out last year, and so that's why it was one of those. I thought it was a one and done. But this, Dan, you were gonna love it.
So if you remember, like the Big Top Hawaiian Lion, or what was another one that was a coffee coconut porter that we had.
You did say no more of that.
But look at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like motor oil in most of my cars.
Cheers, buddies.
Cheers.
Oh, so much better.
Mm. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got ourselves a Happy Daniel.
Kicks that floral right out of your fucking mouth.
I can go to bed after that. That's like one of those ones you sit right there in your chair.
Yep.
You just drink it and then just lay down afterwards and go to sleep. All
Oh,
nice
yeah.
and cozy.
So, Brian, what is this 700 horsepower, $43,000 car with a warranty that you are so inclined to talk about? Because
It was just something I kind of read and thought about, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty rad. So, you know, the Challengers and the Hellcat, basically Hellcat everything, 707 horsepower, and they're 80, 90 grand, depending on which version you're getting and everything else. And you've got the GT500, which is 760 something horsepower, and those
for
are
$125,000.
100 grand. Well, you do a little careful shopping and go to a Ford dealership that's not doing the over sticker thing that's going on right now, like our local Ford dealership is doing. You can pick yourself up a standard cab, standard bed, F-150 work truck with a 5-liter and a 10-speed automatic for right around $31,000. $10,000, you can get the Ford Racing Supercharger kit, which, installed by a Ford dealership, retains the vehicle's 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranties for about 10 grand.
Really?
So for right about $42,000, you can have yourself a 700 horsepower, roughly 600 foot-pound of torque,
10-speed automatic.
10-speed automatic
Work truck.
sleeper F-150.
Okay.
And
that would be worth it.
And now, if you did want to tack on a few more bucks on that, and you managed to get yourself the 4-wheel drive version of said truck, throw radials on all 4 corners, and you got yourself an absolute nightmare of a sleeper.
You put radials in all 4 corners, and at that point, you have your head out the window as you're leaving the dealership, smoking all 4 tires, going yee yee.
Could you imagine?
I mean, actually, come to think of it, you really would only have to put radials on the back of that thing.
Yeah.
It's just a white one with steel wheels on it.
Yeah, but a little bit wider, so you could put at least a 275 tire on the back of it.
Fucking leave the shop with the fucking stock 235s, like 80 series.
And
fucking
literally
tall
do a
tire.
burnout the whole way home. The entire way home.
And you know, with the shift on the fly capabilities, you know the hot ticket for launching that truck would be 4-wheel high through 3rd gear and then knock it back to 2-wheel to back end it. But yeah, so basically F-150 work truck with a V8 10-speed and the Ford Racing blower.
We're gonna get ideas.
700 horsepower for $42,000.
No, they're Ford. They won't. They won't.
I want somebody to do that really badly.
Oh my god. Oh, I would.
Ah,
The wheels
Huh?
are turning now.
Oh, I got a 300 credit score, so it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me.
eh?
I'm gonna say I'm getting sued by my credit card company, so we're good. Once I'm done with the lawsuit, 10 years down the road. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Ford, I did see a thing today on Jalopnik talking about how Purdue University and Ford had partnered up and did a new charger for the EV cars that instead of being just a regular liquid cooled, like a lot of the fast chargers are, it's a liquid phase cooling line to where with the way it's all set up, it will charge a car in sub 5 minutes. so that way it would be on, because that's the main thing that is keeping people from buying EV cars is, compared to filling up, a ice motor or ice, tank and all that, roughly, 2.5 minutes, do a full tank of gas
Fuel.
versus at minimum you're looking at 45 minutes,
yeah.
on, the full charge things, and it's sometimes you don't have all that time, yada yada yada.
And some of the charging stations you go to do not offer fast charging
Exactly.
or
So
like the fastest charging.
With this thing, it makes it to where it's pumping 20. It was either 23 or 2,500 amps through it. But the reason they had to do this
because if you
phase
didn't,
cooling thing,
because if you didn't, the
heat.
entire pack would just melt down.
Yeah. So
and take the car with it.
The guy that the professor at Purdue that has been working with this has been trying to figure out this for like 37 years, not just with the EV cars, but just with other like actual electrical lines and all that stuff, and they partnered together, and it's right now it's only a one-off thing, but it's looking like that technology could be like.
I'm really curious as to what they do for cooling for that. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, I mean, and just think about it. If they were able to get it, even sub 10 minutes and that, think about how many more, okay, I might have 10 minutes, unless there's an absolute emergency. I need to fucking go, right now.
Yeah.
Deal. Sub 10 minutes, that's not that bad. I can plug it in, still have your AC going, just, playing on your phone for a couple minutes. Oh, boing, okay, it's done. Boop,
Yeah.
go. That's not fucking bad at all.
We got 3 of them chargers at the dealership now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one of those Ionic gimmicks running around the other day.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be getting the Kia EV6 this year, and Kia just teased the next electronic vehicle. They're doing the EV9, which is gonna be like a big SUV that's electric.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. They released like one teaser picture. It looks just like the Telluride concept did. So it's probably going to be like something of that size, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I read where Ford already had like 160,000 reservations on the F-150 Lightning.
You see it, Toyota committed the $3.6 billion investment by 2030 for electronic battery production in America for EV vehicles.
I was gonna say, what is it? A 2040 is the EV?
2040, yep. Subaru just announced they're doing an electric vehicle.
It's them and Toyota. It's basically the same vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2040, and what is it like? Not that all their production has to be.
It's
like they at least have to have.
It's the
offerings
framework
like
of a potential idea that could possibly become a plan someday when everybody decides they want to try it. So,
yeah.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
I like that though. That's a pretty proper analysis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to drive one of those fucking EV6s.
I
kind of want to. Someone tosses me the keys, the chance to have a go in a Tesla, I'll go for it. Someone hands me the Mach E, I'll go for it.
Hi, Chris from Clutch Shift Go. Hello. How you doing tonight, sir? Even the Nero.
All right, Chris, what's your thoughts on this whole EV thing?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the whole EV by 2040?
But yeah,
even the Nero EV was a lot of fun, and that thing's only like 300 something, 400 something horsepower. He just got home. He said,
"Yeah, like
that's
I said,
good. Glad you're home, buddy."
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm still, whether it's electric or gas or diesel or runs on unicorn farts. Yeah, if someone hands me the keys to something, I'll have a go in it.
Speaking of unicorn farts, do you see that fucking natural gas Civic on Breaker Trailer?
No, I did not see the natural
factory natural gas Civic.
Back in the day, Chevrolet made electric S10s, and Ford made electric Rangers.
I was gonna say I remember the Rangers too.
I've never.
What we're talking about, Chris, is by 2040 is the mandate for EV production only with manufacturers. No more gas production vehicles.
A framework for a potential agreement.
It's like the main framework to set that in place.
Potentially for to have an agreement.
Yeah.
Possible. What do you think's next to hop on the EV board in the big manufacturers?
I think Stellantis. Ask your doctor. Stellantis is right for you.
They're still cracking me
I
up.
think they've got a Dodge or Chrysler branded EV that's coming, but I don't know.
Rivian went full public with people investing too.
And apparently they made bank on that. Apparently
They
the
did.
stock price went up, and they now have some cash to play with.
Yeah.
They've
They've already started delivering some of the trucks,
They say they're advertising the trucks and everything. Yeah.
and I think
They went fully. They went fully public, right?
yeah, they did their IPO, their
Yeah.
initial public offering for stock, and Lucid has started delivery of their sedan as well.
Which I like that one.
I think it looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
But I was actually very surprised that they actually followed through. I thought that might have been a
Yeah,
little,
I thought it was going to die out too, to be honest.
Yeah,
no, I
the other
thought it
one,
was gonna
away.
I thought it was gonna be like
Lordstown
what
Motors
the
or
hell's-
Nikola was the one that's
that was the one.
that was the one that was just starting to look.
Chris said, I'm not much of a fan of electric cars. I'd own a Tesla, but it wouldn't be my main car.
I thought Lucid was gonna go, like a whole route of, like Hennessy. Where,
Yeah.
You may get your car. It may be 5 years. It may be a month. Thanks for the money.
Yeah, I once saw a guy that actually had a Hennessy Velociraptor.
Like, how the fuck did?
I looked at it, I was
dick
like-
did you suck to get it?
I'm like, wow, you actually got yours.
Or wasn't it? Didn't Hennessy have much problems too with vehicles not actually being modified?
Yeah.
Or not modified to the extent that was advertised, I should say.
Yeah,
And
it was
I'd
that,
also-
and like they got like all the body stuff and all that stuff, and like they might have gotten their superchargers, but the way they were tuned and all that stuff, like that X amount of power, they were like 200 and something horsepower, down.
Yeah, and I was reading that there, the Hennessy Tuning School, apparently there's people that were having issues with that.
Yeah.
Apparently there was one guy that had a Hennessy Corvette that was ordered to be built, and the money that was supposed to be for his car ended up finishing somebody else's car. And it's just like, I mean, it's the internet, so, well, obviously everything you read on the internet is absolutely true. But, I mean, for real though, I mean, it's on the internet, so how true are all these stories? I mean, I guess there's enough of a common theme to them, so you have to kind of look at them and go, a little sketchy for my money, but whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I would. When it works, Phil.
I mean,
Thanks, Will. Will says it looks like we're having fun.
I mean,
we're about to fall asleep.
I mean, well, those guys are about to fall asleep.
Yeah, he's not.
I even had coffee.
I mean, surprisingly, the old guy seems to be okay.
All right, young whippersnapper. But yeah.
I mean, if I saw a Hennessy, if I just had money to burn and I saw a Hennessy on a dealer's lot ready to go,
That's different. But
I'll go with that.
Ordering
Right.
from.
but ordering one,
You know what I saw on Underappreciated Survivors on Facebook today?
Glorious.
A 1988 Ford EXP Saline.
Ooh,
I don't know if they actually made it or if the guy made it himself. All I know is a
What's up,
fucking
Mark Wade?
saline fucking body kit onto it. It looked fucking
Sounds
amazing.
pretty fucking
oh
sick,
my
actually.
god, I fucking loved it. And yeah, like, I don't know if that's a thing or not, but
I've got two things that I'm sitting here. I'm just bringing up the listing for our Bring It Trailer. I already sent the pictures, so those there. I'm just bringing up the listing for our Bring It Trailer car later. And right at the very top of the auction results is a 1967 Toyota 2000 GT. And I'm honestly surprised at how low the price on this car is.
Was it the red one?
Yeah,
The red one, I think, only hit like 600.
$875.
Oh, it went 875.
did it sell?
That
Yeah.
white one
Sold.
sold for 9 and change.
Sold for $875, and I mean these cars have been. There's a couple of these cars that have
Almost
gone.
2 million.
There's a couple of these cars that have gone six figures.
Yeah.
So to see one go for less than that, that's kind of surprising. And of course, the picture right next to it is the Kia-powered twin-turbo 6-speed
I
DeLorean.
don't understand how that thing sold for that much.
Mikey-
I can
Yeah,
say
yeah, no, he told me about it.
So did he tell you what the number was?
Yeah.
That thing sold for $243,000.
Yeah.
well, and I could say that like seeing the pictures.
Now I don't know how much more developed the car was, because I mean, just like a couple weeks ago, Matt Ferris Smoking Tire did a drive on this car.
Oh, and he ran it at
I remember when there was gauges zip tied to the dashboard and shit in it. And it looks by the ad, it looks like it's very finished and very refined.
And another car, of course, is a 2006 Ford GT Heritage, which is the blue and orange Gulf oil colors. with 4,000 miles on the clock, sold for $560,000.
That is one of those cars that ever since new, you've rolled it off the lot. As soon as you rolled it off the lot, so
It
the price
appreciated.
dropped.
That
then
car
you
has
made
gone up.
money. So to the people that had bought one new, that was the cheapest you were ever going to buy one.
Yeah.
That was the cheapest you were ever going to buy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it ended up going out of country or just out of state, but the one that was here,
The
at
red
Nick,
one?
Nick, the white one with the blue
Oh, yeah.
stripes, the white one with the blue stripes that was in the showroom at Nick Nicholas Ford, I believe it either went out of state or out of country. I'm not
Yeah.
sure which.
Yeah, they go. And to be honest, I mean, I like the new ones, but that first one,
There's nothing
that
like
5.4 fucking
yeah, I was gonna say there's
giant
nothing like
fucking
looking in the back
supercharger.
window and seeing the big old fucking supercharger right there. There was nothing like that.
I mean, too wide to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, those were they were just
Sick.
Ford.
Yeah,
that was
they-
one that Ford.
It was peak Ford.
Well, I mean, that was out of the same design period that the S197 Mustang came from, the Retro Thunderbird came from, the Retro Cobra concept came from, the Ford GT ended up going into production. So that was when Jay Mays was the head of design, and that whole
knocking that shit
retro
out.
futurism thing was all happening. And you
Yep.
saw all of those cars kind of come out with that, everything kind of going back to that 60s vibe. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the Ford GT and the Mustang, the Thunderbird was sort of, I don't
Yeah.
know, the Thunderbird was kind of a weird one. I mean,
I was gonna say we just kind of pushed that one over to the side.
if you look at it, it shared.
It shouldn't have been.
I mean, platform-wise, it was with
The Jaguar.
the Jaguar S-Type and the Lincoln LS. Powertrain-wise, S-Type and Lincoln LS,
That 3.9 V8.
4-liter. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They were all 4 liters. They just couldn't call it a 4-liter because then Jag would get upset about it. But
Yeah, it was like
I mean-
3.98 something or something. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
It was a 4-liter.
Yeah.
And I mean, and having the underpinnings that it had,
It was actually a good handling car. Everything it had IRS. And
yeah, it was IRS, aluminum 4-cam V8, and
it was a small, but it was. You could slap a fucking supercharger onto it.
because they 4-liter in the Jaguar
Supercharger.
XKR and the big sedan with the R type of the big sedan.
It's
Had the supercharger.
XJR.
XJ, yeah, the XJR.
Yeah.
The XKR, which was the
Smaller
which
one.
was
and the
the
XJR, which is the big sedan,
yeah.
the supercharger. So yeah, you could totally
Mhm.
supercharge that Thunderbird. Which honestly,
That'd be cool.
I mean, I'm kind of irritated that Ford didn't do a factory version of that Thunderbird and call it the F-Type.
Yes. Yes.
That would have been sick.
Because 1957, Ford did a Thunderbird that was
F-Type.
called the F-Type
And it
that
was
it was a 312 wide block
Centrifugal
with a
supercharger.
McCulloch centrifugal supercharger with a blow-through,
big old thing.
with a blow-through carb setup.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
That's
So,
basically
yeah.
shit off a fucking airplane.
Yeah, so I mean, that would have been pretty cool.
That was
That
one
would've
of the first. I mean, it wasn't the first, but it was one of the first, basically mass-produced with
Oh.
that type thing. That wasn't one like a big.
And the
luxurious
weird thing is that engine could also be had on like a Galaxy, and there's
Yep.
some other cars that engine with the supercharger could
Did
be had on.
did you see what vehicle, as per that nature, like flagship for the first of some kind of thing is for sale on Bring a Trailer? A Cord L29.
No,
Do you know what the Cord L29 is? They're
no.
made from like 1929 to 1931.
Oh, I know what the cords are. I mean,
Yeah.
I've actually seen a front-wheel drive Cord
Yeah, it's
812
the
in
first
person.
production front-wheel drive vehicle.
Yeah, I've actually seen the 812.
The L29 Cabriolet was the first one to use
Yeah.
TV joints.
Yep.
There's one on Bring a Trailer right now. I think it's so fucking neat. A really simple concept too when you look at it. They literally mounted the motor backwards,
Mhm.
and then they had these big ball centrifugal joints that would rotate for turning, and bada bing, bada boom.
Ugh.
I remember, the early 80s Toyota Tercel front-wheel drive. You popped open the hood, and the engine sat north-south.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It basically had the bell housing off the back, and then transmission went
So the
forward, and then
Volkswagen
under.
was.
So you had the oil pan with a front sump, and then underneath that, transmission with a CV axle coming out of it. So what you had was a front-wheel drive car that visually the proportions showed rear-wheel drive.
Yep, that's how my Volkswagen was. Chrysler 300M was like that too.
Mhm.
Same motor that the fucking Prowler got, but it was front-wheel drive in the
Yep.
Chrysler 300M. Same orientation too.
The same way with because that was a 2.7. That's the same thing that the triple type too, right?
Yep. What else was there? The Oldsmobile Tornadoes with the rocket, the 455 rocket front wheel drive.
The Cadillac Eldorados with the 505 fucking big block, fucking pushing through the front fucking wheels.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the thing that
I guess-
actually drove from the back of the converter down to the transmission was a fucking chain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, how the fuck did that chain hold up to it? Like, those things weren't, big horsepower cars, but goddamn the amount of fucking torque those things fucking put out. Like, Jesus Christ, that idle, I think it was like
Every
200
time,
pounds of torque at
every
idle.
time I've seen one of those or somebody hammered on it, you see the front wheels just smoking. It's like,
Just instantly smoke.
could
Like,
you imagine what would happen? It's like if that thing ever actually was gone from like spinning the fuck out of it to instant grip.
that chain?
I'm waiting for like the whole front of the car to come flying.
Yeah, attack.
Yeah, the car the whole front end goes that way while the rest of the car's sitting there.
I mean, have you ever done like a full, like absolutely smoky front wheel drive burnout?
Yeah.
And then it got out of the wet area onto the dry, and the tires started to get grip, and it's like the whole. Yeah.
Oh no, hazing first gear all the way up and then shifting in second is
You know, I
like
mean,
it feels like the whole car just. I'm like, fuck! I did it.
Sorry.
My hatchback.
We
Like,
broken.
you know, but like I said, imagine if you're hauling, a 44,500 pound freaking Cadillac
A fucking
with 505 cubic inches and all the torque has turned the planet doing that.
trying to hold the wheel.
But then again, I mean,
is that how we turn back the clocks? Is that we just have a couple Cadillac Eldorados who burn out? It's enough to make the whole entire planet shift slightly back an hour.
now we just need Clay Milliken and all the buddies to go out to the 4-wide drag strip and just do a couple launches.
Yeah, true.
Oh, all right. Before I do the bring a trailer, did you happen to see the semis doing the half mile?
Oh my god,
That was
I fucking
fantastic.
that
love
was fucking fantastic.
That was
Dude, and that
fantastic.
one
And those were
shot-
all working trucks, too.
I know.
And then that guy shot the whole fucking rod and everything through the side of the fucking block, and it was like the size of this. Like, and he's like, "Yeah, if if I took it to a shop, it'll probably be like $80,000 to do." He's like, "But I got another block and all that at the house. I'll have it done in a week." And they're like, "Really? Only a week?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't have to go back to work till a week and a half, so yeah."
Got it done.
It'll be fine.
I'm like, "What?
All right, you ready?
What?"
Mike?
But man, I gotta tell you, what those guys were just like absolutely ripping it.
Yeah,
but
and they're like, "Oh,
they
yeah,
were.
it's,
But
it's
the
an 18
amount-
speed, but
the
they're
amount
like, we're
of-
only doing 4 years." And we're
but
like,
the
"So-"
amount of throw.
Well, and it was the thing of they're only using 4 gears at that
Yeah.
point. They're like, "Yeah, we're starting like basically like 6 gear type deal, and just riding up the clutch a little bit, and it'll grab." Like,
But
they've
yeah, I
done
mean,
like 6 to like 10th to like 13th and the 18th. Yeah, there we go. Like,
yeah, but
fucking
yeah,
hell.
those things were absolutely ripping it. Those
They
that was
were.
damn
Oh,
cool.
God. And they sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah, they did.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. That was appropriate for the moment.
so what we got is an '82 Datsun 720 sports truck 5-speed.
Sports truck.
Oh man, I even like the seller's name,
Look at that
Salty
motherfucker.
Millennial.
Look at the mud flap.
110,000 miles shown, 2.2 liter inline 4-5-speed
Are
manual.
those trailer wheel tires
Yes.
that you buy from Walmart?
Yes.
Well, but no,
Yeah,
those are 6 lugs, so
Oh.
those are proper wagon wheels for that truck.
They're diamond racing.
So
They came
yeah,
up on me.
Yeah.
2.2 liter 5-speed, refinished in silver, multi-tone gray upholstery, bucket seats, aftermarket cassette stereo,
Oh yeah.
sport steering wheel, 14-inch white wheels, rear mud flaps, manufacturer
Wow.
glitter and service
Very
records.
clean bed.
It is a private party sale, and it is. Where's this thing at?
That thing is really clean.
Doesn't say.
Wait, is that this? That is the interior.
Oh my god,
That's
that's fucking
sick.
amazing.
That's fucking sick.
The truck spent some time in Oregon before the current owner acquired it in February 2021.
Check that thing out, man.
So rebuilt carburetor and other services, whatnot.
No tachometer. No, yeah, no tachometer. Cool.
Clean Carfax and a clean Oregon title.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So this truck's not
touchscreen computer.
okay. So the truck's not perfect.
But
No,
but it's fantastic
I
condition.
love that fucking
I do
interior.
too.
You know, and like I said, when it gets to the picture of the chassis, you'll see there's surface rust, But I
No.
mean, but looking through the
No
pictures,
rust
like
marks.
the underside of the doors, no
No.
rust in those. The rockers are clean. The underside of the bed is clean. The rear bed corners around the taillights and stuff on the
Fine.
inside are clean. There's, like I said, there's some light surface rust here and there, but there's no cancer in the car. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's pretty rad.
It's pretty clean though for being in the condition it is.
It is a repaint,
There you go.
you know, and then you look
That looks normal.
and you look at the picture of the inside of the bed. Obviously, it's a repaint. You can tell by the inside of the bed, it's obviously a
But it's
repaint,
not
but it's not
banged
dinged and
up,
dented
yeah.
up, and
I mean, there's
you know,
a couple little ones here or there, but it's not. Like,
yeah, but it's not, you know, it
there's
hasn't.
no holes through the fucking thing. Or
Yeah, it hasn't
like that.
had blocks and bricks just dropped in the bed all of his life.
Nice.
And you will note the parts store vinyl steering wrap.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
Total 80s vibe going on for that.
Hmm.
See what else this thing says.
I don't know what the market for this particular truck is.
No.
Got a sliding rear window. Datsun branded mud flaps.
I'm going 8.
I'm
8,000.
gonna go 6.8.
Does say the high beam headlights are inoperative.
Oh, no.
Okay, it's like my car.
I'm saying 8K. Mike says 6, 8.
68. 6,800 for me.
68,
8.
7,500 bucks.
Hey.
It's got a both of us, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
We
see,
did-
but that's
we
a
did
good. That's a good fucking.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
mean-
like it a lot.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be too.
For
shoot.
SR20 and today, it'll be even more fun.
I don't know. I think the SRs are overplayed. I'd rather
Okay.
just put a CA18 in it and call it a day.
Ah, okay. I'm okay with that too.
Well, hell, put a K.
A twin cam KA.
Yeah,
Yes, a twin cam K. Or just put a Honda F Series.
fuck, just put a rotary.
Now it's a proper truck.
Now we're
Fucking
getting
put a
now,
Mazda tailgate on there, you'll never know the
The
difference.
and, until you went around to the side to access the battery, you'd never know the difference.
All right, guys. Well, that was it.
So yeah, we had one really good beer.
And one really
No,
good
we're
beer.
not even gonna talk about that.
I mean, we had one really good beer.
Yeah, we had one really good
Have a
beer.
great night, guys. We'll see you in